to those of you watching this, is that you have to start thinking about your storage capabilities, start thinking about the processing power of your computer, start thinking about the environment. If you have to jump on more Zoom calls and webinars and video calls, what is the environment that you're in, so that when you are producing that content, or you need to transfer content from yourself to someone else, whether you are giving information, whether you are receiving information, whether you are problem solving, depending on the kind of meeting you're having, it requires you to think a little differently. Before we could go into an office, we understand we got four walls and rooms and the doors closed and we have our stuff and people call in. But this is different. We actually have to anticipate a few more factors as to what we're doing, what the objective is, what the agenda is, so that when we do get to that content, like you and I, we have a long planning process. We've got a very rigorous process to understand how everything works, so that when we do show up in this environment, because it's live, and you kind of get one shot at it, and you got to kind of make it work, and it's being captured at the same time. How do you make sure that, as a tip to those that are needing to spend more time in this environment, just think about the planning process going into the content that you have to create, share, or develop?
Yeah, you reminded me of something I did on a series of programs. They're called Fast Tracks. They're basically digital transformation projects for civic. So cities run them. We did them in Miami. We've done them in Medellin, Colombia. We've done them in Bogota. But a really, really critical thing, because they're almost 100% virtual. We did used to send people on the ground at 2 different points in the process. So there are multiple teams competing for prizes to help solve a particular problem, typically sustainable development goal, SDG oriented, in a fast track process. On the teams, we encouraged a type of meeting. We called it the water cooler. Because when you're in an office environment, you just run into people. You'll be walking down the hall and you're like, oh, hey, Kyle, how are you? And you talk about your family. You talk about what happened in the parking lot. I mean, whatever it might be. Sometimes you have happy hour. So we would have water coolers and / happy hour. Because the funny thing is that when you're working with people on a 12-hour time zone offset, they might be having a beer while you're having a coffee. and so it's a strange thing. So you're still like, cheers, and we would all meet up at the water cooler. And this is where we would simulate this concept of a casual social encounter at the water cooler, or in the kitchen, or the lunchroom. And it was crucial because we would actually even randomize those. I know that sounds weird, but we would put like loads of random water coolers, and then a special Zoom room just for water coolers, and anybody could pop into any water cooler anytime that was running if they wanted to. And this was nice because it helped build rapport and friendship, and sometimes amazing ideas would come out of the water coolers. When you mix coffee and wine, that can happen.